Hi, everyone. My name's Diana Mitchell, and I have a story to share, one that still makes my blood boil whenever I think about it. It's about my sister-in-law, Emma, and the time she tried to steal my house. I'm 32, a real estate agent in downtown Portland, and my husband Mark and I live in the most charming historic Victorian home you can imagine. The house, with its grand bay windows and wraparound porch, was a gift from his sweet grandmother, Rose. We've put our heart and soul into maintaining it, and every detail feels like it belongs to our story. You and Mark really hit the jackpot with this place, my mother-in-law said during Sunday dinner last month. Grandma Rose would be so happy to see how beautifully you've kept it. Well, some people just have all the luck, don't they? That was Emma, my sister-in-law, dropping her usual passive-aggressive remark while barely touching her plate. She's been like that since the day I met her, but I've learned to shrug it off. Actually, we've put a lot of work into it, I said, keeping my tone polite. Those renovations last summer nearly wiped out our savings. Must be nice to have savings to wipe out, Emma muttered, her fork stabbing aimlessly at her mashed potatoes. Her husband, Rick, as usual, sat there silently, his focus suddenly fixed on his plate. Later that evening, Diana, our close friend, cornered me in the kitchen. How do you deal with her constant jabs? I swear, every time I see Emma, she's either bragging about her future restaurant or complaining about how unfair life is. You should have heard her last week, I said while loading the dishwasher. She showed up unannounced and spent an hour ranting about how she would have graduated at the top of her culinary school class if her instructors hadn't sabotaged her. Oh, and she brought up suing them. Again. Seriously? Diana raised an eyebrow. Before I could answer, Mark walked in, looking annoyed. Babe, you won't believe what Emma just asked me. She wants us to host a dinner for her potential investors next week. Says she needs to showcase the neighborhood. I sighed. This is the third time she's mentioned these so-called investors. Has she even shown you a business plan? At least she's not camping out on our porch anymore, Mark said, chuckling nervously. She was doing that? Diana exclaimed. She told me she was taking pictures for her restaurant vision board. More like figuring out how to get us out, I muttered, shaking my head. The last time she was here, I caught her measuring our dining room. You're exaggerating, Mark said, though he didn't sound convinced. Am I? Yesterday, she sent me links to 3 cute starter homes she thought would be perfect for us. Little did I know how right I was, or how far Emma would go to get what she wanted. It all came to a head at the next family dinner. Emma showed up 2 hours late, practically buzzing with excitement, and she wasn't alone. Trailing behind her were 2 men in cheap suits who looked wildly out of place. Everyone, meet Mr. Johnson and Mr. Peters, Emma announced, clapping her hands. They're going to make my dreams come true. We see great potential in this location, Mr. Johnson said, scanning the living room as though he were mentally gutting it. What location? Mark asked, his brow furrowing. This one, silly. Emma beamed. Your house. Isn't it perfect? We're going to turn it into Emma's Place, the most exclusive restaurant in Portland. The room went silent. I nearly choked on my wine. Emma, I said, my voice measured. This is our home. We're not selling. Don't be so selfish, Diana, she snapped. This is my one chance. The investors are ready to move forward. We just need you to sell the house at a reasonable price. Family discount? Absolutely not. Mark stood up, his voice firm. Emma, you can't be serious, he continued. Mom, Dad, tell them how this is my dream. Emma turned to her parents, tears already brimming in her eyes. Well, sweetie, maybe Diana and Mark could. Think about it, their mom started hesitantly. Think about it. Are you kidding me? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. That dinner was just the beginning. The next day, Emma was calling everyone in the family, spinning a dramatic tale about how I was crushing her dreams. My phone exploded with messages. Just heard what you're doing to poor Emma. Family should support family. Why can't you just help your sister-in-law? But that wasn't enough for Emma. She started showing up unannounced with investors. Sorry, we had an appointment. She'd lie as a random stranger walked through my home snapping pictures. No, you didn't, I'd say, locking the door. But Emma would just push past me with that fake sugary smile. Then things escalated. Last week, while showing a property to clients, my colleague stopped me. Hey, isn't that your sister-in-law? she asked, pointing to Emma outside, chatting up one of my regular clients. Later, I found out Emma had been spreading rumors that I was unstable and about to lose my real estate license. The final straw came yesterday when Deanna called me, her voice tense. Diana, I overheard Emma at the cafe. These investors she's meeting? Something's off. One of them was talking about creative solutions to get you out. Get us out? What does that even mean? I don't know, Diana said. But she had this look in her eye. I've never seen her like this. That evening, I found our mailbox stuffed with restaurant flyers. Each one featured a photoshopped image of our house with a giant Emma's Place sign plastered on it. This has to stop, Mark said, holding up one of the flyers. I'll talk to her. Your sister keyed my car last week, Mark. Talking isn't going to fix this. You don't know it was her. She posted a TikTok about karma that same day, wearing the exact red coat I saw running from the driveway. It was clear Emma wasn't just being pushy anymore. She was becoming dangerous. After her harassment reached new heights, I hired Jake, a private investigator I'd worked with before. 2 days later, he called me. Mrs. Mitchell, those investors aren't investors. They're paying clients for a restaurant that doesn't exist. Your sister-in-law's been collecting $25,000 deposits from each of them. My hands started shaking. What? She's running a scam. Promises of VIP memberships, exclusive perks, it's all fake. I've got contracts listing your address as the location. Just then, my phone buzzed. It was Rick, Emma's husband, asking to meet. An hour later, we sat in a quiet coffee shop. He slid a stack of papers across the table, his hands trembling. I found these in Emma's desk drawer. She's been forging Mark's signature on property documents. Oh my God, I whispered. There's more. Rick's voice cracked. She emptied our twins' college funds last month. When I confronted her, she said it was for business expenses. But I checked our accounts. Diana, she's got massive gambling debts. Dangerous people are involved. Before I could respond, my office called. Diana, someone's been calling your clients, telling them you're under investigation for fraud. We've already lost 3 major listings. That evening, our doorbell camera pinged. Emma was outside with 2 rough-looking men, pointing at our house. Just think about it, guys, she said, her voice carrying. Once we get rid of them, this place is all ours. I've got documents with my brother's signature already. Mark's face went pale. He stormed outside. What documents, Emma? The ones you forged. Emma's face froze. Mark, I can explain. Explain what? How you scammed innocent people. Tried to steal our house. Sabotaged Diana's career. She's lying to you. She's turning everyone against me. Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad will know everything tomorrow. Mark cut her off. Every scam. Every lie. Every penny you stole from Rick and the kids. The 2 men with Emma exchanged uneasy glances. You said this was legit, one growled. You said you had permits and everything. Emma's confidence cracked. Just give me 1 more week. I'll get your money back. You better, the other man said, stepping closer. Boss doesn't like being played. They left and Emma stood there, mascara streaked down her face. Mark, please, she sobbed. You have to help me. I'm your sister. No, I said, stepping forward. You lost the right to call yourself family when you tried to destroy ours. Leave, Emma, and don't come back. You'll regret this. She spat, her tears vanishing as quickly as they'd appeared. Then she stormed off. That night, Diana called me again. I've been gathering evidence, she said. I found 7 more people Emma scammed. They're all filing police reports. Good, I said, watching Emma's car disappear down the street. Because this ends now. Mark pulled me into a hug. I'm so sorry I didn't see it sooner. It's not your fault, I said softly, but we're putting a stop to this, together. But her problems were just beginning. We had no idea how far things would spiral out of control for Emma. Within weeks, her investors started showing up at her house, demanding their money back. It turned out she had scammed over 20 people, each convinced they were buying exclusive ownership rights to Emma's place. You better have our money. A furious crowd shouted one morning as they gathered outside her house. We trusted you. The final straw came when debt collectors began harassing her kids at school. Rick finally snapped during their divorce hearing. She took everything, he confessed, his voice breaking. even pawned the birthstone necklaces their grandmother left the kids. Then came the loan sharks. Two men in sharp suits confronted Emma at her favorite cafe. "Time's up, princess," one said loudly enough for the entire room to hear. "Boss wants his $200,000 back now." That evening, Emma burst into our house, mascara streaking her face. "Please, you have to help me. These people, they're dangerous. I made a mistake, okay? I'm sorry. I'll do anything." I crossed my arms. "Like you were sorry when you tried to destroy my career, or when you stole your children's future. That was different. I was desperate," she wailed. Mark didn't even look up. "Not my problem," he said coldly. "Mark, please, I'm your sister." Not anymore. The final blow came when Emma's previous victims from Seattle found her through social media. They'd been tracking her for years, waiting to expose her. One day, at the grocery store, a woman confronted her. "You stole my mother's retirement money," she said, her voice trembling with rage. Emma's perfectly curated world crumbled. Her investors turned out to be connected to a notorious local crime family, and they didn't take kindly to being scammed. The last I heard, Emma was washing dishes at a truck stop in Nevada, living in a dingy motel paid for by the week. Rick won full custody of the kids, and the police are still building their fraud case against her. Yesterday, Diana showed me Emma's latest social media post, a badly lit selfie in her stained waitress uniform. She left a snarky comment under one of my posts celebrating a real estate milestone. "Must be nice to have everything handed to you." I couldn't help but laugh. Mark and I had just finished converting part of our home into a luxury bed and breakfast. The irony? It's more successful than Emma's imaginary restaurant ever could have been. "Should we tell her?" Mark asked, smirking at her bitter comment. "Nah," I said, closing my laptop. "Let her watch from her motel room while we live our best life." Just then, the doorbell rang. It was her last investor, now looking to buy our thriving B&B. "Sorry," I said with a sweet smile. "This place isn't for sale, but I heard there's a former chef looking for work in Nevada." Makes a mean bowl of bitterness. Sometimes the best revenge is simply living well and letting karma do the rest. Emma wanted my house and my life so badly, she destroyed her own trying to take it. Now she gets to watch from afar as we thrive in the home she coveted, while she dodges debt collectors and serves coffee to truckers. As for me, I've learned that toxic people eventually poison themselves. You just have to stay out of the splash zone and let them fall. What about you? What would you do if a family member tried to destroy your life out of pure jealousy? Would you forgive them after seeing them hit rock bottom, or would you stand firm like I did and keep toxic people out of your life forever, even if they're family? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experiences with toxic family members and how you handled them. If you enjoyed this story of karma and justice, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more real-life drama and revenge stories. Trust me, I've got plenty more where this came from. See you in the next video.